Hello, today I have for you a classic vintage pen from Germany, a piston filler from the end of the 60s. It is the model LAMY 2730. I will start my short review with a little history of the LAMY company. LAMY is a German producer. It has its roots to the year 1930 when Joseph Lamy left the Parker Pen Company and started his own business in the town of Heidelberg, Germany. From a small producer of fountain pens, Lamy found great success in 1952 when the completely new design of the Lamy 27 took the market by storm. Practically, this was the first fountain pen named after the founder of the company. Lamy 27 was a bestseller, but it wasn't a cheap pen. They were sold at very similar prices to the products of Mont Blanc or Pelican. From the first year of production, 1952, to the last years of production at the end of 1960s, the design of Lamy 27 had some small modification and variants. The later models from the end of the 60s were named Lamy 27, 30, Lamy 27, 31, and Lamy 27, 32. The 30 means the pen had a plastic cap like this model. The 31 had a steel cap, and the 32, the most expensive variant, had a gold plated cap. In 1966, Lamy introduced to the market its iconic, modern, and futuristic fountain pen, the Lamy 2000, which shares many characteristics with its predecessor, the Lamy 27. As you can see, the Lamy has classic black and gold design from the 50s, but with some futuristic elements like the large ink windows in the shape of ovals. I hope you can see them. Yes, look at them, they're beautiful. They are a great element of dynamic designs from the 50s, but they also serve practical function because you can see when it's time to refill your pen. This version of Lamy 27 is a later version. Um, it has this plastic cap, but it's definitely a version from the end of the 1960s. Why do I say that? Because of the shape of the turning knob, which is flat at not round shaped like a torpedo or like a cigar, which we will find at the Lamy 27 from the 50s models. This particular version holds the classic beautiful dome jewel at the end of the cap. I'm to show you. Yes. This dome jewel has the L logo, and later models like the Lamy 2730N have a flat jewel, and the later models have also some different curve at the nib section. I will start with the cap, which has a gold plated clip, a beautiful clip with the imprint LAMY, and of course I mentioned the domed jewel with the logo. The cap is friction fit and not a screw fit like older models from 1950s, but not it's not a problem because it fits securely, and it's a very similar system to his younger brother, the LAMY 2000. We have a semi hooded nib, 14 karat 5085. The markings, 14 karat gold and 5 are obscured by the grip section. As I told you, we have a curved section which ends the base with this gold plated ring in beautiful symmetry with the ink window which follows it. Like I previously mentioned, this design of the ink window lets you see very well the level of ink. It's more practical than the modern LAMY 2000, which has a ink window, but it's not so clear like this model. Least but not last, I want to mention the piston filling mechanism, how it turns and it retracts. You can see how clear the windows are. Well, the piston filling mechanism is a feature of all German quality fountain pens. This pen is very simple to take apart. I will show you. It's quite similar to the LAMY 2000. So very easy to clean and maintain, and it's very easy to assemble it back together. It has an interesting quirk. If you see at the base of the grip, we have an F, which means that this nib is an F nib. But you can see the fins of this nib, they aren't equal, so it's a little bit oblique. Next, we have a comparison with other models from this time, and we'll have writing samples. For my head-to-head comparison, I've chosen some German fountain pens from that period, starting with GH, Gebrüder Hartmann, also a piston filling pen, and also the same system of the cap. The next one is the Pelican M30 with a gold rolled 14 karat cap. The next one is a Mont Blanc, $320, with also with a piston fitting mechanism. The next one is our LAMY and his younger brother, LAMY 2000, followed by let's say a contemporary pen, a Pelican Sovereign M800. So they are shaped quite similar. I will show you, especially the pens from 1970. So on the top of the cap we have the brand name GH. Yes, we can see GH. On the Pelican version, the Pelican logo from that time. Of course, the well-known Mont Blanc logo. At our LAMY 2730 we have the dome-shaped jewel with L on it. And on its younger brother, interesting, they don't have the logo on the cap. It's on the back of the turning knob. And of course we have a Pelican. This is the first version of the M800, which has this gold-plated round decoration at the end of the turning knob. Next, I want to show you the feeds of those fountain pens. They are in the same order. So we have the GH, we have the Pelican, we have the Mont Blanc, LAMY, and LAMY 2000. And now I will turn them around. This is the nib of the GH. It's also a 14 karat nib. Sorry. Okay, bear with me. This is the Pelican nib. This is the Mont Blanc nib. And LAMY 2730 nib and his younger brother. So this is the writing sample with the LAMY. Fine nib. And the ink is a Parker. Green ink. It writes very smooth, and I have no problems with it.